Most lifters think they're training hard, but when you actually look at the data, the effort, the bar speed, the reps, the truth is most people are training way softer than they think. So today I'm going to be breaking down how to accurately measure effort and how to know if you're truly pushing your sets hard enough. So why does it actually matter how hard you're training? Your muscles aren't on all the time. They work through something called motor unit recruitment. A motor unit is a single nerve and all the muscle fibers it controls. When you start a set with a lightweight or slow tempo, your body only uses the small, low threshold motor units, the ones responsible for endurance and stability. These fibers are easy to recruit and don't cause much muscle growth. But as the set gets harder and fatigue builds, your nervous system is forced to activate larger, high threshold motor units. These units control your stronger, faster growing muscle fibers called the type 2 muscle fibers. These fibers are mostly responsible for strength, size, and explosive power. So they're the ones you want to grow, essentially. Here's the thing, you only recruit these high threshold growth driving fibers when the effort is high enough. That means either lifting heavy, about 80% of your 1 rep max or more, or taking the set close to failure. Both can work, but only if you reach the point where those larger motor units are demanded. If you stop your set too early, if you stay in that easy zone, you never reach those fibers. You're just training the ones that don't grow as much. This is why intensity actually matters. Intensity isn't about ego lifting or how much weight's on the bar. It's about pushing deep enough into the set that the body has no choice but to recruit the fibers that actually make you bigger. The closer you get to failure, the more high threshold motor units you recruit, and the more stimulus your muscle receives. That's what training hard actually means. So, we have 3 types of failure which you need to understand. Technical failure. This is basically when your form breaks down. This is where you should probably stop if you reach technical failure, because it means that you can't maintain the form anymore and it increases your risk of injury. Near muscle failure, about RPE 8.5 to 9.5. This is the sweet spot. The rep is slow, controlled, still clean, but another rep might not happen. And then true muscular failure, RPE 10. You physically cannot complete another rep with the same form. This is very good, but it's not sustainable on every set. You don't need to hit true failure all the time. You just need to get close enough to it consistently. One of the easiest ways to tell how hard you're training is the slowdown test. On your last 2 to 3 reps, does the bar or dumbbell noticeably slow down? If the answer is no, you're nowhere near failure. Speed doesn't lie. Bar speed is the most honest indicator of effort. On the concentric, or the up phase of the lift, if the bar isn't actually slowing down, it's actually not hard enough for you. The grind check. A grindy rep isn't when the weight looks ugly. A grindy rep is still controlled, but every inch takes effort. If you can explode the weight up quickly, you had 3 to 5 reps left in the tank and you're not training hard enough. The breathing test. This one is underrated. If you finish a set of 10 and your breathing is the same when you started, that was too easy. But if you're breathing really heavily and your heart rate is elevated and you're focused, you are working hard. This also leads into how on a hard set, you won't be able to talk to people, you won't be able to multitask, you'll be so locked in on finishing the set that all of your attention is on that. Another thing, if you're actually training hard enough, is that humans are really bad at estimating our effort. So a lot of the times if you think you have 1 rep left, you probably actually have 2, and you should probably try and go for it. The newer you are to lifting, the worse you're going to be at gauging your effort and your intensity. So if RPE 8 means you have 2 reps left in the tank, you really want to be going to your equivalent of an RPE 9, because you probably have misinterpreted your effort and you're probably about 1 rep too short. One of the easiest ways to know if you're actually training hard is to film your sets. Watch your bar speed, your form and control, and if the rep actually starts to slow down on the concentric. See if you're actually reaching your RPE. RPE isn't about guessing, it's about checking for the right signs. A real RPE 8 to 10 looks like smooth first reps, form is still clean, but the reps slow down at the end, your breathing intensifies, but your tempo still stays relatively controlled, and you want to quit but you don't. If your reps are too fast and there's no grind, you're not actually at an RPE 10 and you're actually not training as hard as you think. So to put it all together, to know how hard you're actually training, ask yourself, did the reps actually slow down? Did my technique stay clean? Was I within 0 to 3 reps of failure? Was I breathing heavy? And does the video match how I felt? If you can tick these boxes, you're actually training hard. And hard training beats high volume every single time. A key takeaway message for this is that most of your sets should be done in RPE 7 to 10. RPE stands for rate of perceived exertion, which essentially means how close you are to failure. RPE 10 means failure, 9 means you could have done 1 more rep, 8 means 2, and 7 means 3. So all of your sets should be done in that range between 3 reps in reserve and 0 reps in reserve to make sure that you're actually giving your body the stimulus that it needs to grow and to recruit those high threshold motor units and fibers. Training hard isn't about intensity all the time. It's about intention and quality, controlled reps, near failure, and honest effort. If you can learn to accurately gauge how hard you're training, you'll grow faster, plateau less, and become a completely different lifter. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please like, share, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think about how hard you should be training. And remember, all publicity is good publicity.